Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I am back and I'm coming with you. I'm coming on. I can't talk. I forgot how to make videos. Okay, ultimately this video is going to be about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 2, but I think I'll just give you a quick little update about what's been going on in my life since the last time I spoke to you guys. So in the last few weeks, this whole month, August was fucking crazy. It's like the last month of summer, really, so it's like everything's going back to being crazy, and it's like the final hurrah before everyone goes back to school and all that stuff. So I don't go to school because I'm dumb. So Manila Luzon came to the 209 Central Valley. She came to Modesto at Climax, and then she came to my home bar at Paradise Nightclub in Stockton. It was great. It was bizarre. It was surreal. Like, never would have thought in a million years we'd have someone like Manila at our bar, and it happened. It just kind of fell into place because my friend had the connections, and it all just came to be, you know. But it was great. It was fun. But yesterday was Stockton Pride. Me and most of my friends that do drag were performing in it. I was in the newspaper, today's newspaper, I guess. I'll put a picture of it right here. I'm not on the front page this time. I remember one year of Pride I was on the front page, but I was like really tiny. It was a picture of me from a distance, but you can see I'm like hella tiny and I'm hella white. So I did Harley Quinn yesterday. I've been thinking about doing a Harley Quinn video for you guys because there's hella videos on Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, Halloween makeup videos, Halloween costume, DIYs. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on my costume. I mean, though mine's all store-bought. Overall, it was a good day. It was fun. Anyway, the focus of this video is Drag Race. Overall, I loved it. I thought it was entertaining. It was kind of like Drag Race kind of found itself again a little bit. Like, it had a spark, and it was funny. It was like stupidly funny. It was cheesy, but it was also like shady. This particular group of queens has have really shady senses of humor, and it's just really funny because they all get it, and it's not like, oh, that hurt my feelings, I take it personally. The humor in this season will be really good. Hopefully it continues to be the way it is now. There's not just one girl who's funny, like a good chunk of them, most of them are funny. I'll be having some spoilers in this too if you haven't seen it yet, just forewarn. I mean, this show's been on for like half a week now, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can go to like logotv.com and watch it, or you can watch it on demand if you have Comcast or whatever. So let's see, I'm just gonna go through it mentally. Let's see. Someone on Facebook actually, or they mentioned like, you know, this season's going straight in, like they're just going, you know, no foreplay. It's just like, okay, first challenge, reading challenge, which doesn't usually come into like, you know, the 7th episode or so. It makes sense because at this point with the All-Stars, they all kind of have worked together. Most of them have worked together, or they knew each other from, you know, working with them in the season. So they all knew each other enough to read them, so it wasn't like a thing where you had to kind of get to know someone first and then read them. So that worked. That was a plus. I think that was really funny. Kashi's was really funny. Alaska's was funny also. Coco's was kind of funny. Like, I remember when she said, Alaska, I bet Katya can see you from her backyard. Like, like what? So the main challenge, the talent show, I actually had accidentally read, which sounds stupid, but I actually had just come across like a spoiler on Tumblr, and it was I thought it was a prediction or something, but someone had like, oh, it's a leak, and the first challenge is the talent show. But I think the person that I read, the winners were wrong. Because I think I remember seeing that they said like Alyssa and someone else won, and then Alyssa won. I don't remember hearing about Tatiana being in the top 2. I'm so like happy that Tatiana's coming across as who like I would think she is, from what I've gathered from seeing her and being around her for a little amount of time. She's not dumb. Like, she's not like the pretty dumb one. I guess kind of how she was portrayed in season 2, and seeing her, they're giving her a lot of camera time. They're adding a lot of her confessionals in there, and I think it shined most with Tatiana when they came down to the top girls limiting the bottom girls. When Tatiana was like explaining like her logic of how it would go, it really showed like the depth of her mind, and it's like, oh, she's not dumb, she's actually really smart. Learned at least to, like, you know, articulate it more. I think one of the more infamous lines from season 2 Untucked was, okay, I think one of the most infamous lines from Untucked 2 was,
I will not conversate with you.
I think it's converse.
Huh?
You can say talk. I say it all the time because people still say conversate like it's a verb. I think now, like, you're seeing like, oh, Tatiana is smart and she's not to be underestimated. The one thing I do want to talk about a lot that I liked from this season was that I wanted an Untucked. We didn't get one, but the fact that they go behind in the back workroom during the whole, deliberation, that kind of gives me the Untucked little bits that I would want. And it kind of just shoves it all together in the episode, which I don't mind. I actually like that a lot. It kind of cuts out all like the random oh, my feet hurt, oh, I'm hungry, when's dinner, where's turkey neck, like all that random stuff I don't need to see. It's just like gone. So it's intense, dramatic, like someone's gonna go home, someone's gonna win $10,000, which is kind of fucked up, but it's good TV. It's really dramatic. It's really entertaining. I'm kind of going all over the place for this. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of it as it comes to my mind. I also really like, I don't know how to describe it, but Roxy's development as a person and how she's owned up to everything she did in season 5, which is really mature of her to say, and I haven't heard many drag racers admit to things like that. And there's been plenty of cases where it's like, the pretty girl is mean to the underdog because of something, and we just kind of have to speculate that, oh, it's because they're insecure about their talent or they're insecure about this. But she straight up said, like, no, I said what I said. I don't want to be that person anymore. And she's trying to fix, I don't even say, like, I don't think she's trying to fix her reputation as much. I think she's trying to compete and win while also redeeming her own, like, internal thoughts about it. Because I feel like it's more on her than what she feels about. I don't think she really cares what everyone else thinks about her. I think that for her it's just more about her, like, dignity and being she wants to be a decent person. She doesn't want to be that dark mind game playing person. And again, like, this is a TV show, so I'm kind of just gonna base what's happening on this season of All Stars as if it's a storyline. Whether if it's real or not. I think most of it's real. Some of it's kind of, amplified, but I think most of it is kind of real, but also not too serious enough to go ham about it on Facebook and all that stuff about how people are doing this, and that, and everything. I liked it, and I know that it's cheesy, and I know that it's over the top and dramatic, but I like it that way because I would rather have over the top, dramatic, funny, shady, all that, than. And I think that with the in-between deliberation, I'm just gonna call it the deliberation period, when Roxy talked to Fifi, Coco, and Adore, it really showed like that emotional, raw vulnerability that most people complain about not having enough of on stage and all that stuff. So I think with Fifi, who, is trying to redeem herself, her image, and all that stuff in her career, it did suck that, like, oh, she just got back after, like, what, how many years? Like 4 years? And she's on the chopping block already. And that sucked. And it showed. And the biggest standout thing that I took from this episode was my feelings towards Adore Delano. And if you know me for a long time, like, I was never really a big fan of Adore. I didn't really agree with how she progressed throughout her season. And I've never really denied her talent. Like, I've always known she's been, like, she's a really funny, like, she's a comedian when she wants to be. She is an amazing singer. I actually, after this episode, I actually went back to listen to After Party and had that on repeat for, like, a good day and a half, because it's a good album. So if you haven't heard it, it's good. And she sang it, I Can't Love You, is from her newer album, which is After Party. When she got, like, kind of torn down by Michelle for what she looked like, it kind of, like, for me, at first, I was kind of for it. I was like, yeah, maybe she needs to get, like, kind of jolted, kind of reality check kind of thing, and then she maybe a little humble her down, because I've always thought that she was a little too, like, carefree and, like, when it comes to her drag and all that stuff, and it was a good thing just to kind of kick her in the butt a little bit and then have her boost, her standards a little bit. But at the same time, like, the more I watched the episode like 3 times, so the more I watched it, I was like, damn, like, I don't think it was harsh. I just think that it was kind of like all at once. I like the cut to Fifi as Michelle was critiquing Adore, and Fifi's just like, oh my god, like, and she was the first one to get critiqued, so they were just like, oh shit, if she's getting this critique, then we're going to get all that other stuff when she comes down the line. The one thing that I agree with people actually posting on Facebook is, like, well, it was a talent show, and the only thing that she had to talk about was the way she looked. When she was, like, breaking down to Roxy, and she said, I don't belong here, I don't think I belong here, I was like, oh my god. Like, back when she was on season 6, I had to relate it to her, because I always felt like I wasn't good enough, and I've had that feeling of not belonging and constantly not feeling like I belong within a group of people, So I remember thinking, like, oh, I kind of do like Adore. I kind of relate to her in that aspect. And when she was just being open to Roxy about how she was feeling and how she was, and then she was just like, I don't think I belong here. And then, which is a really like dangerous thing to say, you know, in a competition, because they can be used against her, where she's like, oh, well, she said she doesn't belong here, so she should go home. But Roxy took it, you know, positively, and she tried to reinforce that she does belong there. They all think that she belonged there. And I said this since, you know, the cast was revealed. Like, I think everyone who was in the show deserved to be there. I don't see how Adore was in the bottom 3. I mean, I do in this storyline, but realistically, it was a talent show. Adore has a lot of good, fun songs that might have been better to start off with, not so much of a song, like a sad song, like a ballad type song. Amongst all the other singers, I was like, I mean, I didn't think Ginger Minj's song was that great either. I mean, it's hard because they're all original music, you know. But I like Detox's song, and like Detox isn't the greatest singer, but her song Supersonic or whatever, like I remembered it. It was called Supersonic. I think it's called Supersonic. That's why I'm pretty sure. You know, like this was filmed like what, like a year ago, so it's like, oh, like this was like produced and made before the show was aired, and we don't even know about it. It hasn't been played since. The only song I knew was Adore's song because it was on her actual album, and that's what she does, and it's a good song. You know, they only showed like 10 seconds of it, but you know, music. Michelle didn't mention anything about her voice or anything, and like yeah, if it was a fashion show, then yeah, maybe she would have been the bottom. But it was a talent show, like focusing mainly on talent. I don't know, like, some of the critiques were kind of stupid. With Alaska, like, when they talk about her nails, I was like, do you not know, like, Alaska? Like, if you know Alaska, her nails are, like, a thing. Like, she's not going to wear a subtle nail. It doesn't make sense. That just is, it's stupid. I don't even know where this video is going anymore. I'm talking in circles. But I think it was pretty clear who was going home, or whatever, you know, with Coco. Because I know that she couldn't have done Janet Jackson because of copyright, probably. But do something Janet-esque. Like, do choreography, that style of dancing, you know? I don't think it would have been bad because she took a chance, but I'm just like, you know, this is your talent. And I wouldn't go into a talent show doing something I'm not, like, my best at. You know, I wouldn't want to risk that. But everyone kind of knew. Everyone who watched it kind of figured it out. You know, with Fifi being in the bottom, like, I don't think Fifi was that bad as people thought she was. The thing for me is that, well, acapella is kind of hard. Like, I don't like acapella music that much unless it's like an acapella group, like Pitch Perfect or something, Pentatonics or something like that. It's hard to sing acapella of a song that's an original that people don't know because they can't fill in the beat in their head. Like, kind of, if you knew a song that's well known, you can kind of like get the tempo already in your head, like your mind makes that kind of like, you know, beat for you. But when you do an original song that no one really knows, that you change the tempo of. And also, she goes kind of, to me, she kind of did like the Jessie J thing, where she goes like, you know, like that, like instead of just saying la 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 la, it's la 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 la, and which is fine if you can do it, because I know Fifi can sing very well with music, backtrack, and all that stuff. That's what she does on tour all the time. I just think it was kind of like, that was like the one that was the one thing that she could have changed that I think would have put her in the either safe or top if she had just focused more on that, you know. She took a chance doing acapella, and I think people who took chances didn't really pay off. I think people who stuck to what they do, in this sense, paid off. Oh, actually, no, take that back. Scratch that. Tatiana doing spoken word was a risk and a chance that paid off. So, fuck what I just said. Never mind.
Bubba,
Yes?
I need to ask you something.
What?
At your show, how did people not get hurt when they went on their backs and landed on their backs?
They use their legs to support them. It kind of cushions the blow. And they catch their arms. So my nephew went to Pride with me and my sisters, my mom, and he watched the drag show, and he just randomly asked me when they did the death drops. Anyway, I think I'm just going to end this here because I'm just going on random whatever. I just wanted to come back and talk to you guys. I haven't had a free day to do this in a while, so I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in my next video hopefully soon. If you want to have any ideas for me to do, for what I should do for the next video or so, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!